Alright, boy, do I have a treat for you. The Rock Island M206. Check it out. Look at that. Huh? Kind of looks like the Colt Detective Special. Check to see if it's loaded. Huh? No. Look at that. Being safe. Look at me. Alright. The heck? It won't close. It won't close. What? What's going on? Look at that. It won't. What? Oh. Yeah, it keeps hitting the barrel. Right there. See that? Yeah. It's got a freaking jiggle to it. So you gotta pull back. Yeah, attention to detail. Not so much with this piece. Not so much. As I previously stated, kind of looks like the Colt Detective Special. Great looking gun. This is Parkerized. I'm more of a fan of the deep bluing myself. But Parker, some people like it, you know. I bought it, obviously. I was enamored with it. Wooden grips. Love the wooden grips. Ooh. Works like a Colt. Rotates clockwise. You pull this back. This latch to open the cylinder. Contrary to the Smith & Wesson, I have one here. Let me open the drawer. Jesus. Should have prepared, huh? Alright. Here's a beautiful Smith & Wesson. You see it's got this latch that you push forward and it comes out. Whereas Colts and the Rock Island, you pull the latch back. A lot of people say that they prefer pushing it forward. It feels more natural to them. To me, I actually prefer pulling it back. Pulling it in towards the hand. I don't know, that's just me, personal preference. Doesn't really matter, but this gun has a slew of problems. Slew of problems. One, so you just saw, hard to close. Well, I mean, not too hard, but I mean, attention to detail, not so much. But one big problem is the hammer. As you can see, I've cut it off. See that? Reason was because when you cocked it back in single action, which is what I love about revolvers. I love being able to do that. The hammer, as you can see right there, come back. I have a photo of it from before I filed it off, and you can see it comes over my palm, comes right up there, and this would dig way down in here, and that would screw up your aim because it would have the pressure there, and when I pulled the trigger, it would cause it to slightly move just before the hammer hit. Also, another problem with this gun, a lot of wiggle there, so you have a lot of lead and brass coming out here. That's not good. And sometimes it wouldn't fire. Quite a few times it wouldn't fire. I was going through one box of ammo, it would fire 4 out of 6 times. And the thing about revolvers is that they're supposed to be reliable, right? Not so much. Not so much. Listen. Oh, didn't do it. That one. Sometimes it just doesn't rotate all the way, and you rotate and you can hear it finally click into place. But yeah, at this point, it looks the part. Looks great. I like the look of it. Obviously, I bought it. Super disappointed. And I posted an article about it and all the stuff that I was wrong with it. I'll post a picture of it before I filed the hammer off. But I posted a thing about it, an article about it on my website, homesteading-guide.com. And got some comments about it. Thought they might be interesting to share if you're looking to buy the gun. Here we go. Alan, he says, same here. I had one I purchased new, was so out of time on several of the cylinders I almost lost an eye with the shaved lead and jacket. I sent it back and I got it lost at their service center. Quote, we have record of it coming in but cannot find it, end quote. Weeks went by and I never could get a response. It took harping on their Facebook page and having my dealer call them and bug them to get it sorted. They ended up sending me another one, which I presume was a factory reject test gun, and looked the part. Really nasty looking. It wasn't just dirty, this thing was rode hard and put away wet. It pretty much did the same thing. Shaved lead in jackets came back at my face. I sent it back and was given another newish looking one. I took it directly to a local gunsmith that had to rework the timing. I then sold it at a loss. I ended up buying an ancient Charger Arms in 38 Special that works very well. It's a real shame. The M206 surely looks the part, but they do not seem to put the same quality into their revolvers as they do their semi-auto pistols. And yeah, that's one thing I said, is the timing. And when I first had it, it shot perfectly fine. And then every once in a while, 1-2 times, it just won't fire. Once, twice, just won't fire. And I don't know. Last time I took it out, I have some video of me shooting it. Not very much. I was going to take it out again today to get some more video. But it's hunting season. Hunters crawling all over the woods, and they don't tend to take kindly to people just spraying lead out there and scaring the game. But, yeah, it's just... There are people who have slew problems. I've seen other reviews on YouTube of people shooting it and it won't fire. They're shooting like brand new Winchester ammo, great company, and it won't fire, and they blame the ammo. No, a lot of people have been having problems with these firearms. Let's say I got another guy commented. His name is Jeffrey, and he said, "Funny, I was stumbling around the internet about the same issue with my M206 and found this among others. I have the large, quote, combat grips," and he says, "lol," laugh out loud, you know. "I would never take this into combat. Feels good, looks decent, shoots so-so, but hey, it's a snubby. Never been great with this snubby, though I'm okay with my Smith 5-shooter. Anyway, the damn thing will not extract 2 of the cylinders. All one has to do is look into the cylinder, and to the naked eye appears rings where it not matching smack in the middle of the chamber. What a joke, not wasting time with warranty, will repair myself and dump it. I have the GI 1911 also, and though the fixed sights are off, it's reliable and has been reliable." So what he's talking about, I believe, is how these are slightly recessed, and apparently it's off, I guess. But yeah, attention to detail, not so much. There it goes, one shot. Yeah, attention to detail. I mean, this one, the fact that the hammer comes over the hand grip, that should have never left the drawing board. Should have never left the factory drawing board. That one problem alone. And one thing I really like about revolvers is the single action. Just being able to pull that back and pew pew. That's what I love about them. The light trigger pull. Not gonna have with this. And the thing is last time I took it out, it wasn't shooting, and I thought maybe it was the ammo, because it was missing like 2 out of the 4 shots wouldn't fire. And I'm like, it's the ammo. So I take the ammo out of this one, stick it in my Model 14, and it would shoot fine. The exact same ammo. Ugh. Anyway, this other feller commented, Greg Newton. He says, "The one I have is spurless. It has been a pretty good gun, and I have Smith and Taurus. I could carry, but the M206 has been my main carry gun." Brave man. Trusting his life to that. "It's not a Smith & Wesson in look or action, but it has been dependable. You do not have to learn to shoot it. You do have to learn to shoot it low, off the butt with a tight squeeze on the ball of the grip with your lower 2 fingers. But if you master this, you can hit what you aim at. This is not to say that you have not had problems with the ones you tried, or that I might buy another one that has problems, but my experience with the ones I bought has been positive. Well, that's good to hear. You know? It's nice to know someone is working for someone. His worked. I guess, you know, hit or miss. Joe. This guy named Joe responded, Joe doesn't like me. I don't think Joe likes me. Oh, well, can't win them all. Joe says, Alan Jeffrey, I do not believe your comments. I think you both are trolls who like to bitch for the sake of bitching. Do you even own a revolver? I own about 10 RIA pistols that have not had... Oh, this is a great line. Listen to this. I own 10 RIA pistols and have not had any problems the factory did not fix right away. Which means he has had a slew of problems. It's just the factory has fixed them right away. I have had one replaced with a new one. So the hammer spur is long. Get a file. Yeah, obviously I did that. Not like you're shooting a 1911. Not sure what that means. Yeah, of course it's not a 1911. Completely different. Greg Newton, your comment sounds honest. So he, apparently the person who agrees with him, so he admits he's had problems with them. He's had to send them back. I've never ever had a problem with Smith & Wesson. I've never heard of anyone having a problem with Smith & Wesson. And then I mentioned Rock Island Armory, RIA, and suddenly everyone and their brother has problems with their revolvers. 1911s. I hear their 1911s are great. Want to buy an 1911? I can't say anything bad about them. I've never shot one, but I've heard great things. M206, not at all. Not at all. Great looking gun though. Great. Again, not a fan of the Parkerized. Some people are. I prefer the blue finished. I mean, comparison. I prefer the blue finished, personally. But, you know, it's cosmetics. It's whatever. If it works, it's great. Unfortunately, mine doesn't work. It just, and I think it's because of the timing. That's what I think it is. Because sometimes I'd shoot it and it wouldn't go, and I would wiggle this, and I'd hear it finally click into place. So it's slightly... Oh, you hear that click? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Oh, it did it. It did it. Let's see if it'll do on that cylinder again. Alright, let's pull that back. Okay, listen. Ah, it rotated all the way over. But yeah, sometimes it would do that. It wouldn't... It wouldn't rotate all the way, and then I'd thumb it with my thumb to rotate it, and it would click back into place. So it's not indexing all the way. Anyway, Joe had more to say. I do not know who wrote the review, but I can understand why you did not leave your name, because I like privacy, probably. The review sucked. Oh, well, that's another reason, I guess. Number 1, you never once stated that you reached out to RIA/Armscore for help. I didn't. That's true. I like my guns to work when I buy them. I shouldn't have to, but okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. That, and he goes on to say, that would have solved your problem. Instead, you go off half-cock about a revolver you never had your hands on. Post great intro into video of me shooting the gun. Here you go. Instead, you go off half-cock, blah, blah, blah. I own Armscore weapons, and when and if I have a problem, I know that Ivan and Ty out in Pahrump, Nevada... I guess there's publicity for them. You're welcome. All 5 people are going to watch this. Anyway, he says, I own Armscore weapons, blah, blah, blah. Ty out in Pahrump, Nevada, will take care of it for me post-haste. If you intend to continue as a reviewer, don't quit your day job. Yeah, that goes without saying. Yeah, anyway, this Tom feller, he also commented. He says, this is the last one I'm going to read. This is the last one there was. Tom, he says, I bought the Model 206 and test fired it at the range. It was reasonably accurate, but I noticed that the cylinder skipped from time to time. Well, that's the same thing. I discovered the cause was because by barely lightly touching the trigger would release the cylinder and it would move counterclockwise, and when fired in double action fast, sometimes the cylinder wouldn't rotate to the next chamber. I don't know that big of a problem. That's a pretty big freaking problem. I sent them an email. They immediately sent me a FedEx prepaid label, and I got the gun back in a couple of weeks. It was doing the exact same thing. I sent them another email, and again they sent me a prepaid FedEx label. I got it back the second time, and the problem was corrected, and I shot 200 rounds of standard factory loads through it at the range using 148 grain wad cutters and 158 grain full metal jacket ammo, and the pistol performed great. No more problems, and it was accurate. Fist size groups at 20 yards. Not bad. Not bad at all. They included the large polymer grips, which keep me from getting hammer bite, which is what I was talking about there. So they have some new grips too. I had to send it in twice, but they fixed the problem, so I am happy with both their service and the revolver. They treated me right and did the right thing. None of this cost me anything except my time going to FedEx to mail it. On a side note, my bro has two of their 1911s, one in 45 and one in 9mm, and both are excellent shooters and reliable weapons. They have their 1911s down pat. Perhaps the revolver's not quite as much, but they do take care of their customers. Okay, so if you want a gun that you have to send back twice and buy new grips for it to work, for it to function, then the Rock Island M206 is the gun for you. If you want a gun, however, if you have a little bit of a more stricter definition of what makes a good gun, like I do, then, maybe go with the Smith & Wesson. Oh, here's a great thing. This right here cost me $300. I've seen them go for as low as $250, as high as $320. Paid about $300 for it. Something about it. It just spoke to me. I was looking for a snubby, a backpacking gun, an outdoors gun. $300. This gun right here, this Smith & Wesson Model 14, $280. Cheaper than this. $20 cheaper, more reliable, great condition. This is a $700 gun. $700 gun. Easily paid $280 for it. Cheaper than this. Heavier, not as concealable. Yeah, you won't be able to conceal this. But, I mean, for what its intended purpose, outdoors gun, backpacking, yeah, it'll work. I'd prefer something lighter. But yeah, backpacking gun, absolutely. Unfortunate. Unfortunately. Maybe. Anyway, get into philosophy of use. That's a good intro. Go to war gun? No. Absolutely not. Combat grips? No. I mean, yeah, I guess if you want to be able to use the hammer, yeah. But, no. Combat gun? No. I mean, it's only 6 shots of 38 special. And it's just, it fails too much. There's too many problems with it. Too many. As the aforementioned, oh, well, there it goes. Well, now it functions. You know what I mean. Keep skipping. Too many. No, I wouldn't trust my life to it. Carry gun? No. Wouldn't trust my life to it. Paperweight? Yeah. Great paperweight. That's primarily what I use it for. Oh, man. So, yeah. M206, big disappointment. This hammer, Spurge, that should have never made it off the drawing board. Never. And the new combat grips, one of the reasons I bought it was because I like the wooden grips. I love the wooden grips. That's what I like about it. Disappointing. Anyway, I think that's about all the ranting and whatnot I can do about that piece for one day. But yeah, if you want a good gun, if you're patient and you keep an open mind, you're not looking for one particular brand, if you keep an open mind and you're patient, you can find some great deals out there, people. You can find some great deals if you're patient. Hey, I saw Smith & Wesson 357, I think it was a Model 13, 357 mag, Smith & Wesson, had all its bluing, fabulous condition, $400. $400 in the local classifieds. This was $300, $100 more, 357, great condition. You know, yeah, it was a mistake, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Yeah, could be worse. Alright, anyway, take care, I guess. Yeah.